We all want instant results, instant gratification, quick wins, immediate success, but that's not how life works, and it's definitely not how business works. I went sober over 12 months ago, and it taught me something extremely critical. Real success is built through small wins, patience, becoming healthy internally before I can succeed externally. Exactly what we don't do with our businesses every single day. In this video, I wanted to break down how the lessons from my sobriety apply directly into building businesses, building AI agents, and building anything meaningful. But as always, before we get into it, I am running a challenge for myself in the month of February to post 196 unique pieces of content across my social media using an AI system that I have built. This is a challenge to prove it is possible to show how posting that much content could change the trajectory of your business. So to show your support, and if you want to follow along, please like and subscribe. And if you head over to my Instagram and direct message me 196, you'll be one of the first to get the exact system once the month is complete. So let's talk about the progression side. So in part of the sobriety, it was one of those things where coming into 2025, there was some stuff that popped up, and I said to myself, what is one thing in my life that if I quit it, it's going to help both my business and my personal life? And it was pretty straightforward. Stopping drinking was an easy one to be able to help with both. The big reason why I set out, I know a lot of people do dry January and 75 hard, but me as an extremist, when I commit to something, I like to commit to a large goal of it, something that is extreme to really push my limits internally. Once I publicly announce these things, typically I'll post it on social media saying, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's why. The public accountability also plays into my own stubbornness, my own ego, that it would drive me more insane to have somebody say, I told you that you couldn't do it. And that would drive me up the wall. So it's, again, why that public accountability is there. It plays into like my own personality, the stubbornness and stuff that comes behind. So that's kind of why I did it. On top of, there was some personal reasons, but it wasn't one of those things where I had to go into an unfortunate, I needed to stop, but it was just a challenge, again, to what is something that's going to help me personally and in business at the same time, because I wanted to be a part of this wave of AI, and we were seeing the success, and I didn't want to ruin what we had over a weekend of drinking for no reason at all. So just to kind of give you some context behind this. Now, kind of like us going to parties and doing these things, like the alcohol and all that stuff, it puts us in an upper moment. It really does. And just like in business, like we're always trying to seek gratification, quick wins behind how we can make more money, do more things, especially as visionaries. This is what we're trying to do. And it's the same thing with like going out. So us trying to collect more money is like having another drink. Like you're just continuing to do it, and you're becoming more and more drunk. Just like your business, the more that you add, the more chaos that it comes, the more drunk that your business actually gets. And the problem with it is as your business continues to add more things, it becomes harder to see the clarity of what you're trying to accomplish. And this was one of the first things that I've noticed on the clarity behind just the business in general, of stopping these things, adding these things, and adding more cloudiness to my business. Stepping back, I said, we can't add those things. We can't add those things because it causes more chaos within the business. We're chasing that next hit of revenue, instead of just trusting the process and trusting what you've got internally already to be able to scale what you've got. It's a big problem that a lot of business owners have. And it's something that really taught me to trust what you have, be patient, and just buy your time. It's the small wins over time. It really is. It's the progression of these. And I like to use just like these are little Lego blocks or little bricks where you're building out your foundation. And each time you put one in, your foundation becomes stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. In the first one, it's not going to be as strong. But as you continue to add these, the foundation of yourself internally becomes a lot stronger so you can handle more stuff externally. And this is where I really started to feel this around month 3 and 4, where the mental strength and the understanding of focusing on myself became way more predominant than it did in the actual past itself. This gave me the ability to control things that I had control over, or and understand that things out of my control, that you just have to let these things happen. And I'm talking about some more um, meaningful things behind kind of the foundation stuff like this, but there is a reason behind um, building AI and building an AI business, and why this is important. Um, so building the foundation and making yourself stronger, the more that you add to the foundation over time, and the stronger that you get, the stronger that your foundation gets, just like in your business. And we talk about the foundation. It is basically the whole week 1 of this series. So please watch it. And that's why it's the small wins. But these small wins take time. You have to be patient and you have to trust the process, because once you have this foundation set, the home, let's use like a house or a home. You probably could hear my Canadian accent, the house. I get that a lot. The home that you can build on top of a foundation becomes bigger, becomes stronger, and becomes more fruitful within, because you have to protect the things within. And in a business, this is also your team members. It really is. You have to protect your team members from all of the extra stuff that we want to put into ourselves externally. Then, building into the actual agent side of this. And this is where it becomes really eye-opening for me, because in the beginning of everybody's AI journey, there's all of these shiny objects. There's these AI tools, which not only adding more revenue streams, it's like I'm adding more AI tools without understanding my foundation. So you're adding more AI tools. But when you understand how these AI tools work, because you understand your processes within your foundation, you step back, you understand these things, you've really had the patience and put on your working boots to get ahead. You understand, like, you don't need these either. You don't need these either, because it's external noise that your internal system does not need. It really doesn't. Focus internally so then you can grow externally. I'm going to continue to repeat that. So then you've got your foundation set and you're building out your prompts now. People, they go in and they start building out their prompt. Great. This is my prompt that's going to help me write emails. And we're also going to have multiple prompts too. So we got multiple prompts where we're writing emails, writing the best emails. The big thing with this is when you start building these things as the expert who is doing email marketing, and it could be sales, it could be email, it could be content, it could be it could be marketing. You could be an expert in investor relations. You could be an expert in dog walking. It doesn't really matter. You are an expert and you have to build a prompt around your processes through your foundation without using these shiny objects, removing that stuff. As you start using these, and this is kind of the frustration piece where you go back to the short hits, that dopamine of I just want those quick wins. Because when you first use AI, you get a spike. And that's what these tools do. That's what this does up here. You get this quick spike, and then all of a sudden it falls off. And then the next spikes don't seem as big anymore, because you've got such a dopamine hit on these first ones that these next ones don't work. And that's when you jump to another drink or another AI tool. And this is the progression of how AI continues to work. You add more AI tools because you believe it's going to give you another dopamine hit because it helps you out. When a matter of fact, the more that you add, the worse it's going to get. Just like if you start with one drink, okay, fine. But if you have 30 drinks, it's going to be an issue. For some, I don't know, I know some pretty good drinkers, but end of the day, that's besides the point. So these dopamine hits become a lot smaller. You don't see the success, and this is where we get, it's like, oh, I don't trust that AI works. Well, I mean, there's cases where AI is not reliable all the time, but it definitely does work. It's just a matter of setting things up properly. Going back to your foundation, brick by brick by brick by brick, and these things take time. They really do. Is in such a fast-paced world of AI, you have to be so patient because these AI models and these AI technologies will solve the issues for you, but it starts from your core. It starts from your foundation, just like your health, just like us personally. It really does. So we're building out these AI prompts and we're seeing some success. The big thing, like we like to show people, is all you want to do is get short wins, short wins, short wins. Oh, short wins, short wins, short wins, short wins. You don't want these big dopamine spikes. You don't want to get this from AI. You can't get it. And there's cases where it's like, I understand this now, which is a really good dopamine hit, but not necessarily from the output side. Because over time, the more that you get of these little wins and tweaking your prompt um, and making the output better and building more agent assembly lines and connecting them together, like all of these things start to not only build your confidence internally, but you actually start getting a life back. We work every single day. Some people 9 to 5, or it's like business owners, it seems like it's 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then you're still going into the night. We run these businesses for freedom, but a matter of fact, we don't get any freedom. They control our lives, and it happens a lot. So over a progression period of time, all of a sudden, the system runs itself. Just one day you wake up and the system runs itself. But you have to start one block at a time, slightly tweaking it, slightly tweaking it, slightly tweaking it, until you get to a point where you now have something running for you because you've focused on yourself internally. This comparison between the two, some people may get it, some people may not, but I'm just telling you from my experience, these are the correlations that I had just from putting down the bottle over 12 months ago now. It was January 2025. And it makes me think that AI is teaching us so much about how to do things, how to simplify things, as much as people think it's going to take over everything and take over the world, or whatever the hell people think it's going to do. It's teaching us a lot on how to move slower, how to look at things, how to communicate better, how to simplify things, how to focus internally on the stuff that you already have to, again, grow externally. It's amazing what AI can teach you when you just step back and look at it. It really does. It's amazing to me what I've learned over the last 12 months and the correlation between not drinking and AI and building an AI business for ourselves and for our clients. Everybody wants that instant gratification. I get it. They want to plug something in. They've worked hard. They see the success, and they're seeing stuff on social media. It's like, stop listening to those gurus. Stop listening to those people who are building these ninja workflows on N8N because they don't work. They're selling you gratification. They're selling you this dopamine hit, and you will be frustrated. And then you start to regress from trusting the whole system. It does work. And this YouTube channel, I've said it before, I'm going to continue to say again, I am very, very blunt because I could care less what people think, because this is what I believe and this is what we see every single day. We're watching these things. There's not that many people out there in the market who really know how to do this stuff. Yes, there's a handful, and there's amazing people that do the work and do the work right. But there's more people who have zero clue at all, and they're still trying to sell you garbage. They're selling you garbage. Everything you have is internal. You have to go internal, start cleaning that stuff up, start fixing that thing, start building your foundation, putting your boots on, and it's just slowly tweaking these things. Small wins over a longer period of time will give you the foundation and the growth that you need to have true success in your business. And the best part about this, just like putting down the bottle, it's one of those things, the longevity of your health becomes longer as well, just like in your business. It has been one of the biggest learning experiences of my life. It really was. And it's one of those things I likely will never drink again because I've become addicted to these small wins, understanding that over time I'm going to have that progression and I'm building the foundation. I'm continuing to work on myself. But me and the team are doing the exact same thing. We're continuing to push the limits on this stuff. So you guys do not have to put as much overwhelm in this system. And that's why we set out to build Cloud 37. And that's why I'm excited for what we're building. The last thing that I just want to touch on, to the very blunt side of it, is if you are not willing to be patient, to put on your work boots, to actually put in the time to build this stuff properly, you will get run over. You will get run over, and that someone will be me, because I have no empathy for people who try and cut corners. I really do not. I don't like the excuses. I just can't stand that stuff. Put in the work and you will have the success. But do not ask people for help if you are just going to go and do the opposite thing anyways. There's people out here who are trying to help you. So to recap everything, because again, it's not something that's super tactical. It's more on like the internal side, and to kind of connect on the personal side of me again and how these correlate together. It'd be really interesting to see if anybody else, excuse me, anybody else has felt this or seen this, or if anybody has stopped drinking, just to kind of love to connect with you as well. These have taught me massive lessons about myself internally, about my own personal development, but building a business, it really has. And how the connection between AI and sobriety, the similarities between them. Your business, you have to stop chasing those short-term gratification, those revenue streams, those AI tools, because that is just causing more chaos and making your business more drunk in this way where you can't get ahead. You just can't get ahead. You just can't get ahead. Focus on that internal health before you start going for that external success. Take a step back before taking your steps forward again. And again, the hard truth of this is how it works. You do have to put in the work. There is no shortcut to success in this AI game. And the more that you do it, the more easier it becomes. I'm really excited about this video, and because I am proud of what I've done and how I've continued to grow, and what we're building at Cloud 37. We're going to continue to get into some more tactical things, but I'm going to wrap it up there. Again, comment below if you've seen any similarities with, if you have stopped drinking for any various reasons and running business, and how it correlates in your life, just to kind of create some conversation. I'd love to connect. But like I was saying at the beginning, I am creating an AI system that helps me post 196 plus pieces of content in the month of February across social media. So if you do want to get access to that, head over to Instagram and direct message me 196. And if you want to show your support and continue to follow on these videos, and you do connect with who I am and what I'm teaching from these past week in this video itself, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you taking the time if you've got to this point. But we'll see you in the next video. And as always, stay down.